Hi Cancer, this is your horoscope for November 2018. Thank you for joining me. Now, the first couple of days of November, you're going to feel very interested in being in the spotlight when it comes to finances, and you're also learning, and you're very interested in learning about how to create more wealth, how to create abundance in your life, and how to broaden your horizons and make your life bigger. Now, what you got to realize about this month as well is that Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and creativity, is in retrograde until the 16th of the month. Now, Venus is in Libra in your 4th house of family, so there could be conflict in your family. You know, you and your mum, you've always got on, but suddenly, this month, it's just been argument after argument. That's the kind of effect Venus in retrograde can have. Things that you absolutely loved and adored doing can become totally nothing. And it's like, where did that energy and love go? But it's not permanent. It goes direct on the 16th. Okay? So bear that in mind. On the 4th of November, we have Mars in Aquarius at 23 degrees in your 8th house, squaring Jupiter in Scorpio at 29 degrees in your 5th house. So the Sun and transiting midheaven also in Scorpio in your 5th house. So your identity, good luck, and work is in your 5th house of having fun and relationships and other people. The square with Mars in Aquarius at 23 degrees, Mars says, I want to use my understanding of other people to help and support them. Now, it's not appropriate in a working setting to give unsolicited advice, and that's what you're in danger of doing from the 4th of November until the 30th of November, while Jupiter and Mars square. They square in a very unfortunate position for you because Mars is in the 8th, which is the self in conjunction to groups that are bigger than the self. So governments, schools, institutions, hospitals, corporations, companies. And then Jupiter sits in the romantic side of things, so you start to understand things about the people you're working with. Venus is in retrograde. You look at it differently, and then if you open your mouth and try to help people, you might have a harassment suit on your case. So really, Cancer, you've got to be careful with who you help, because you're someone who's very nurturing, but I'm sure you've experienced something like when you've opened the door for someone and someone's like, I could have done that by myself, you know. And people will take things differently than they usually do. It's a very weird month. We've got Venus in retrograde. Then on the same day that Venus goes direct, Mercury goes retrograde. So it's not easy. On the 5th and 6th of November, you get a temporary respite. Family life is going to be easier. So if there are arguments and you've gone away and you've just said, okay, let's just not see family for a month because it's just constant arguing. The 5th and 6th of November are nice days during the Venus retrograde where you get a respite from Venus and you can actually speak to your family and your loved ones in a way that's consistent with how you feel about them. On the 7th of November, we have the new moon in Scorpio happening in your 5th house of romance and relationships. Now, I'm going to make separate videos on the new moon and the full moon. There's more detail associated with these astrological phenomena, and I will go into more detail, but the important thing for you, Cancer, is to know that it's happening in your 5th house of romantic relationships, and it's happening while Venus is in retrograde. So you're pulling in super intense feelings. You really want to establish a relationship that's long-term and permanent, and you have a dream and a vision, and you're meditating and manifesting this ideal life that you've got for yourself and your partner, and it's going to be lucky and fun, and everyone's beautiful, and the house is beautiful, and the kids are gorgeous, and the dog is lovely. It's not a good time to use that Scorpio energy for love and romance. It's a much better time to use it to get creative, to start doing something independently that you've never done before. Play the violin, play the piano, play the saxophone, start to paint, start to write, start to sail, start to do something that you have never done before and that you will love. The retrogrades are all about communicating differently. Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, it's all about loving differently. So in your case, the big trap is having all this Scorpio energy pulled in and then going up to someone and saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, and being totally rejected and heartbroken. So it's not the time to make big declarations of love. They will backfire on you like fiercely. You don't want that. It's not fun. Been there, done that. The 8th, the moon is still in Scorpio in that 5th, so it's like the aftermath of the full moon. You're still going to feel that, so still be on guard on the 8th. On the 9th, the moon joins Jupiter and Mercury in Sagittarius in your 6th, and on the 10th. So that's a great day to look at other options when it comes to work, making a lateral move. Remember that you have the potential and possibility also to do something totally unique to you. So I think the existing job you need to just leave alone. I think there'll be something positive happening in the job on the 8th and 9th. No, on the 8th and 9th and 10th. And then on the 11th of November, the 12th of November and the 13th of November, the moon is in Capricorn in your 7th house of relationships and work. So this part of the month now, from the 7th until the 13th, is really about working with other people. But again, remember that Venus is direct, so it may feel very unloving, but it's good because Mercury is still direct. So things are going to be accurate and good. So up until the 16th, if you're working or if you're an IT consultant or a programmer, do the programming and do the bulk of that, the communicative stuff, before the 16th, because when the 16th arrives, loads of errors and miscommunication can happen. 13th, the 14th and 15th, again, it's like you're in an institution working for someone. If you are an employee, you'll be like, I really wanna progress, I wanna teach other people, I wanna be of service. You're not focused on the company so much, you're focused on your own dreams and what you can do independently. And this is really the month when you're meant to break free. If you're a Cancer who's been employed for a long time and who wants to be self-employed, it's the month to break free, but it's tricky because Venus is in retrograde for the first half. You start your business from the 17th of November onwards during the Mercury retrograde. That is better than starting a business before the 16th of November while Venus is in retrograde. Because a Mercury retrograde just means that, you know, letters get lost and things like that. A Venus retrograde means that the love is pulled out of it. And if we don't love doing something, we usually don't love it. We usually don't do it for very long. Now on the 16th, this is an amazing day. So the 16th, Venus goes direct, Mercury goes retrograde. Mercury is in Sag, in your 6th house of daily routine, work and your physical health. Jupiter is also there. So you may start to look for other options. Again, work-wise, what should I be doing? Is there something else? Mars moves into Pisces in your 9th. And your 9th house is packed now. It's got the moon in it, it's got Neptune and Chiron sitting up there in your 9th house. And what you're really thinking about is broadening your horizons and feeling cosmic love. I don't say that a lot. You're able to feel the love of the universe here on the 16th. Because Venus goes direct, Mercury goes retrograde. You're a special in-between kind of sign anyway as a Cancer because you're so watery that you have an understanding of the other side even if you don't work as a psychic. So the 16th is this amazing day for you where you can have the insight that you've been lacking for so long. Amazing. Also, with Mars going into Pisces and joining all of those things in your 9th house, you will want to explore the higher realms and really understand what life is all about. So you'll be asking these really spiritual, impractical questions that have nothing to do with work, and they do have something to do with your own work. So again, self-employment for Cancers, this is your month to consider it. Seriously, from the 17th onwards, ideal. Now there's a kite in the chart on the 18th. It's in water, so your intuitive abilities are heightened, and the kite is made with Pluto in Capricorn and the rising in Capricorn. So you can change your working life identity. So Sarah the accountant can now become Sarah the holistic healer. Wonderful. A kite is a breakthrough. So you can break through and break out of what you're doing. The moon then goes into Aries in your 10th house of career for the 19th and 20th. So things move forward. And it's in Taurus in your 11th until the 23rd. So you'll see one of your hopes come true as a result of the actions that you have been taking. Now on the 23rd of November, we have the full moon in Gemini. And what's important for you to realize is that it happens in your 12th house of spirituality, Cancer, okay? When I do the weekly horoscopes, I say this is the new moon and the full moon, and when I make those separate videos, but I never say what house it is because I don't have that info, because it's for everyone. It happens in your 12th house of spirituality. Gemini, if you look at the glyph of Gemini, it's a doorway. So during this full moon, when you're showered in Gemini energy, you can walk through the doorway into the spiritual planes, meditate, astral project, really use this energy to download spiritual information, because it's going to change your life. It's going to tell you what you're supposed to communicate about, what your daily routine should look like, that you can learn much more, that you're far more intelligent and able than what's being used right now, and that if you bring some chaos into your working life and you do things on your own, then you can be of service to people, but only if you work by yourself on your own terms, and that might be weird. That moon stays there until the 25th, so you have a couple of days to really make a wonderful connection. Then the moon goes into Cancer in your 1st house on the 25th, 26th, so you will feel very at ease within yourself. Work, again, is a priority. There's another grand trine. This time, yeah, in water again. So it's about feeling your feelings when it comes to work. Are you in the right place? A lot of you are working in companies that exploit you, and you would be much better off on your own. It's hard to make that shift. It's best to transition, to start doing the other work on the side on top of the existing job, rather than to throw everything up in the air. That takes a lot of courage. Okay. Now the last couple of days of November are really about having fun and learning from other people. So discussing your plans for the future, enjoying yourself, socializing, and asking other people how they did it or what they think. It's good to communicate. Venus is direct now, so the love is back. Mercury is in retrograde, so you may get some rubbishy info as well. Make sure you sort the good from the bad. The moon is in Virgo at the end of the month, so it'll help you sort the good advice from the bad advice. And really, this can be a month where you change your direction completely. So really important. I hope you have a wonderful November, Cancer. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. And in my personal readings, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology. The astrology chart gives me a blueprint of your soul. It shows me what your life purpose is, where you've been in past lifetimes, what your vocational aptitudes are, what's destined for you in love, communication, family, romance, health, daily routine, relationships, travel, spiritual progress. I can look at horoscope compatibility if you're looking whether the person you're with is a good match. If you have any of those questions, then please just get in touch with me via the website and audio reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I come on live at times and I do free tarot readings. So if you have a single question and you can't afford a reading, I do mini readings for free on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and you make sure the bell is on so that when I come on live, you're notified. So I hope you have a wonderful November and I'll speak to you soon.